Brooklyn Independent Television.
Not so long ago, most of us were only barely familiar with words or concepts like bandwidth, steroids, reality television, and for sure, Twitter. The same can be said of gluten and its partner, gluten-free. But as Sector B's Sherry Carabin tells us, gluten-free is now a growing trend in the world of cakes, pies, and pastries.
Thank you.
At first glance, this may seem like your average bakery, but the products this Brooklyn business creates are not like the ones you'd find on the shelves in most stores or get served in a restaurant. That's because Everybody Eats caters to those with the need or desire to eat breads and pastries that are truly gluten-free.
Gluten is the vegetable protein in wheat, rye, and barley.
Pedro Arroba is co-owner of Everybody Eats.
To make gluten-free products, you need gluten-free ingredients. The main ingredients are gluten-free flours, like rice, tapioca flour, corn, chickpea, fava beans, sorghum flours. There's a lot of grains that you can make flours out of. Gluten-free doughs are very different, very loose, very high in moisture. So the way to handle doughs in gluten-free baking is very different than the techniques you use to make regular breads or regular gluten-baked goods.
Where did you get the idea to open this business?
Well, the idea was an easy idea. I'm a celiac. I have celiac disease.
The condition affects about 1% of healthy Americans, causing those who ingest gluten to have a reaction that damages the lining of the small intestine.
I thought the bread out there in the market was awful, the gluten-free bread. I started experimenting with recipes and switching regular gluten recipes, converting these recipes into gluten-free, and we came up with pretty good products.
The bags are up there.
He met his partner, Bruce Bassman, on the internet when the two were exchanging recipes. At the time, Arroba lived in Venezuela.
Pedro was looking for recipes without flour and wheat, and I was just looking for interesting recipes, and I thought something from South America or Venezuelan things would be nice. And he sent me a recipe for a lime cream that you whip up with sweetened condensed milk, very South American. And I sent him a recipe for, I think, my coffee barbecue sauce, which he wasn't interested in the least.
The two became friends, and when Arroba moved to New York, he asked Bassman to help him start a gluten-free bakery.
I didn't want to do it. I said, Pedro, could we please do something else? I don't want to. I've spent my life making delicious food. I've cooked all my life. I come from a catering family. I don't want to start making cardboard now because some people have an allergy. I didn't know much about it then. And he said, Bruce, I'm sure if we work at it, we can make delicious things.
When they started off, they were working out of Bassman's Manhattan apartment.
We were baking 4 baguettes at a time in a regular oven and 2 pizza at a time.
They've moved several times, but about 5 years ago, they started operations here at 294 3rd Avenue in Brooklyn.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
How's everything?
All right, how are you?
Do you come here often?
Yeah, about every other week, I suppose, on the weekends.
Do you have an intolerance to gluten?
No, I do not. My wife does. And so either her or I come here about every other week.
Products range from bread, rolls, bagels, pizza shells, and ravioli to cookies and pies. Customers can also order custom-designed cakes.
These are the bagels. And now they're going to the boiling water.
What's your favorite product?
Well, me personally, I like the chocolate chip cookies. They're pretty good. But my wife, I think it's all good for her. I mean, this is why we come here, because there's nowhere else that serves the kind of quality products that she can get here.
Most of their business comes from the East Coast, with about 40% of the products going to health food stores and 20% being sold to restaurants. The rest are private customers. Many have celiac disease themselves or have children that have it, while others are gluten intolerant or simply believe that a gluten-free diet is healthier.
We make a roll, a big roll called panini roll. Is a little larger than the regular roll we make. We sell something like 120 bags of 6 every week.
Still, the operation remains small with just 2 regular employees and additional help being added during busy times. However, the company is growing.
In the last year, we've gotten some of the finest restaurants in Manhattan, and that has increased our visibility greatly. We don't advertise. We haven't found it particularly efficient to advertise. We do go to celiac support groups and vendors fairs on the weekends to meet celiacs and people who have gluten intolerance rather than the general public. And we introduce our goods there, and that's how we build the business.
All right, well, we'll see you in a couple weeks.
This is Sherry Carabin reporting for Sector B.
Watch this and other Brooklyn Independent Television episodes online at brickartsmedia.org/BIT.